We learn in the gospel that who we are and all that we have belongs to God. And this shapes how we think about everything, even the resources God gives us. They're His resources and we are His stewards. And so we receive and save and give money as Christ has commissioned us and as the Spirit leads us in our everyday lives. In Scripture, giving is planned and regular and generous. And we see largely two types: benevolence towards other believers and giving towards gospel ministry. Teaching about benevolence can be seen in many places in the New Testament. In 1 Corinthians 16 and Romans chapter 12, we see the believers in Macedonia setting aside money for the believers in Jerusalem in need in 2 Corinthians 8, and also in Philippians 4 we see the believers providing for Paul in prison. This is called benevolence giving. On the other hand, we see giving to support God's gospel ministry. This can be seen in Romans 16 as well as 1 Corinthians 16. We call this type of giving tithing. Now, in the Old Testament, it was clearly described to be 10% of one's income. But in the New Testament, we ask God's Spirit to guide us into how much we should regularly give towards gospel ministry. In both cases, we learn that it is God's plan to provide for both His people and for His mission by giving His funds to His children. And then they, in turn, out of worship to Him, send those funds to the places that He wants them to give to. At Cross City, we ask our people to plan and engage both in benevolence and regular tithing. For us, benevolence giving is best done within our missional communities. It's there that we live humbly with one another and share our needs and band together to provide for one another and to see God's kind grace providing for His children. As a general principle, we think that benevolence is best done face-to-face rather than through some remote fund. Tithing, on the other hand, is done through our official church financial system. It can be done via our website or through the mail or through the black box at the back of our service. For us, our tithes go towards the equipping of God's people and caring for them, as well as starting new gospel works. If one is new to tithing, we might suggest starting with the Old Testament standard of 10% as a place to begin praying from. Ask God for His guidance, follow the lead of the Spirit. He'll guide you in how much to give. If you ever have questions regarding our finances or the biblical teaching of giving, please feel free to talk to any of our missional community leaders, our pastors, or to send an email to our accountant. Tithing and benevolence are Jesus' gracious way to provide for both His people and for His mission.